Okay, we'd like to welcome Jason Kokrak into the interview room, our defending champion at the CJ Cup at Summit, although it was at Shadow Creek. So Jason, welcome back to this event. Just talk a little bit about your thought process and your goals here to defend your title.
Good to finally to be here to defend my first victory, even though it's not at the same golf course. Still here in Vegas. Feels really good, comfortable here. Played Summit a couple times already. Played 9 holes today, so feeling good, ready to go. And I got a lot of good vibes here in Vegas, so I'm looking forward to getting the week started.
It's got to feel good to say to defend your first victory. That means you won twice last year. It was a great year. You finished number 11 in the FedEx Cup. Just talk a little bit about the season and how much confidence that has given you going.
Yeah, winning twice was amazing. The first one was, a big weight off my shoulders. But nonetheless, I still wanted to play good golf and, continue the process. So, it gave me a lot of confidence to be in the, the Ryder Cup conversation. And, it verifies what I've been working for and been working on the golf course with my coaches and my caddy, David. So, ton of confidence going in. A little rusty after taking a month off last week, but, we'll turn things on this week.
And before we open it up to questions, Jason, I wanted to ask you, 9 straight years for you advancing to the FedEx Cup playoffs. Talk a little bit about what that consistency means to you.
Consistency has always been like a big key for me on the golf course. Everybody knows that I hit the ball far, but I didn't really want to be known just for hitting it far. I wanted to be known for somebody that was getting better at all facets of the game. My iron play has come a long way. Putting last year was incredible. I don't know what my exact stats are, but I'm a pretty good driver of the golf ball. If I can tighten up some wedges, we'll continue to be consistent, and I think that's what I'd like to do for the rest of my career.
All right, sounds good. We will open it up to questions, and we're going to start with Chris Dactris from Golf Channel.
Hey Jason, you got to go around 9 holes today. Just what are some of the impressions that you have of this golf course and some of the challenges that all the players are going to have to deal with this week?
Well, it's a big golf course. It's a big place here at Summit. It's definitely a tough walk. You can kind of get turned around direction-wise, so it's not supposed to be windy anymore, but I think that could be a factor out there. A little bit more elevation closer to the mountainside. There's just it's just a good golf course. There's a little bit of depth perception, I think, for the players that are going to have to deal with this week, as far as looking, up or down, and the carry numbers for some of these bunkers and lines. It'll be a difficult test, but the golf course is soft, just coming out of reseeding. It'll.
All right, thanks, sir.
Okay, let's go to Greg Robertson with the Las Vegas Review Journal.
Hey, Jason. You kind of covered a little bit of what I was going to ask, but do you see any similarities between Shadow Creek and here at all? And then also, when you stepped on the grounds this week, since it's a completely new venue, do you feel like the defending champion?
I can't say that I do feel like the defending champion, but I did walk into the player locker room about 20 minutes ago to grab a quick bite to eat, and my picture's up there with Justin Thomas and Brooks Koepka. So, kind of a surreal experience to see myself up there on the board as a past champion, and it gives me I feel good going into the week after stepping out on this golf course, knowing that I've played here a couple times. Not probably as many as a couple other guys out here, but nonetheless, I feel really good to be here to defend.
Any similarities to Shadow Creek whatsoever?
Yeah, the greens are very, very smooth. I would say this is a little bit more of a desert golf course than Shadow Creek is. But the grass is the same. The greens are they're kind of the same, but they're very smooth, but they're definitely not as firm as Shadow Creek was last year.
Thanks.
Okay, do we have anything additional for Jason? All right, let's go to Steve DeMeglio, again, USA Today.
Again, I haven't asked Jason a question yet. Jason, are we at a high enough level for the elevation change to matter much?
Here in Vegas, I think with the temperatures we're going to see this week, we're going to play around 5%. I think a lot of guys are right around that same number, but when it's hot here in Vegas, 90 to 100 degrees, we go up to about 10%. So you'll see a little bit of elevation out here, but not a ton. And with the wind dying down, it'll be kind of easy to adjust to around 5%.
Okay, and the USGA and RNA came out with a new rule today that tournaments starting in 2022 could limit the driver length to 46 inches. Could I get your reaction to that, please?
I've always used a 45-inch driver, really not too much longer than that, so I know it's not really going to affect me. I'm already a long ball hitter, so I kind of go with, I want the accuracy more than the distance. I mean, 46 inches. I mean, I think people want to see the golf ball go far, and if somebody that can hit the ball straight and use a 46, 47-inch driver, I'm all for it. But nonetheless, they still made the decision to go to 46 inches. But again, it doesn't affect me, so I don't have to worry about it.
Okay, and lastly, I was there when you spoke at Valspar, the pre-tournament thing at Valspar last year, and you talked about picking out a goal every year going into a new season, and your goal was to get much better putting, and you certainly accomplished that goal. Is there a specific part of your game this year that you're concentrating on?
I think strokes gained around the greens, chipping, pitching, and wedges. If I can, get a little bit better than that, bring that stat into the double digits instead of 100 and some. I think I'll continue to get better and better. I've always been a pretty good driver of the golf ball. Struggled as of the latter part of last year, and then the last few tournaments or whatever, I cracked the face of my driver. So other than that, I think if I can get better around the greens and continue to work on the other things, I'll continue to climb up the world rankings.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, Steve. All right, let's go to Brian Holbert from Golf Balls Vegas now.
Hey, Jason, thanks for taking some time today.
Sure.
You're probably pretty qualified to answer this question given the sponsor on your hat, but with the proliferation of sports betting happening right now, what's the first thing that comes to your mind about sports betting and golf and the PGA Tour and how that impacts, if at all, and just what your thoughts are?
I think it does affect the fans that are coming out. It's driving a different market. I think you see a different group of people coming out to the golf course to either cheer or not cheer, or root against people. So it's kind of interesting to play with all the sports betting. I think you'll see more and more of that going on. The more states open up to the allowing the online betting or whatever. So I think it's going to be interesting going down this road, but I think it's good for golf.
Have you had conversations with other tour players, and what are the discussions about that out there? Do you guys discuss odds or what it's like or anything like that?
I think a lot of us like to gamble a little bit. Most of the time it has nothing to do with golf. I think a lot more football, baseball, hockey, basketball, that kind of thing. So not too much as of right now. It'll be interesting. We all sign a thing at the beginning of the year not to give any insider information and whatnot about what players are hurt or who's playing well or whatever have you. So it's definitely something that we're going to have to address down the road. But I think most guys are pretty honest and trustworthy out here, and that's not going to happen.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian. Let's go back to Greg Robertson with Review Journal.
So one more thing about Summit here, when you guys show up at a course that most of you have never seen before, how much of an advantage is it for players like Colin and Maverick who are members out here
Yeah.
and know every bit of the course?
Oh, it's a huge advantage. Just like my advantage last year at Shadow Creek. I mean, I was probably one of the only players that had north of 20, 25 rounds at Shadow. So those guys definitely have a huge advantage. They know how to play the golf course. They know where not to hit it, and that was a big key for me last year at Shadow. So this year it'll be interesting. It's softer, so it's not going to play, as difficult. The ball's not going to be bouncing around, but they definitely have a significant advantage knowing the golf course, knowing the clubs that they like to hit off these tees, and but each one of us is a professional, and we get a good game plan, and we try to stick to it.
Great, thanks.
All right, good stuff. Jason, thank you for your time and best of luck this week.
All right, cheers, guys. Thank you.